Happy Friday. What you got this week?
Happy Friday. So yesterday I talked to a sex therapist.
Okay.
And we had a really good conversation about relationships. And then I aired a story last night on our 6 o'clock broadcast. And then we decided some of it was a little too steamy for TV. So we said we were going to bring it to the Plus. Here we are online.
There's one person who can handle it. Hey.
Yeah,
Anyway.
exactly.
You know, I did a story with sex therapists 20 years ago, my first job in Carolina, and it was
So
the most
fun.
awkward topic as a young journalist to talk and go out and try to talk with people on the streets about their sex life. It was so awkward.
And then try and make it appropriate for television. So I've talked to Emily Jamea before, and she's really good at giving me the language to use to make it TV appropriate. But she talked about your goals for your relationship in the new year. As I mentioned, it was Dr. Emily Jamea. She's awesome. She's got a great social media platform. Go and follow her. She's got great advice. And she encourages you to make resolutions centering around your relationships. She also made a post that went viral about the top 5 things that she would never do in a relationship. So of course I was like, well, I want to hear that. I mean, she spent 20 years counseling other couples on what not to do. So what are the tips? First of all, she says, never marry someone after knowing them less than a year.
Agreed.
So she says the ideal dating period is 2 years. You got to get to know someone past that honeymoon stage. So you got to let that wear off the first couple of years. That's that intensity that you feel when you first meet somebody.
When something's new, it's so exciting.
It is. You know? And this really was offensive to a lot of people who did meet their soulmate and know right away. But Dr. Jamea says
they got lucky.
Those are the people who are the exception. Exactly. That is not the rule. Another tip is she also encourages couples to keep dating your partner in the sense that you keep getting to know each other and ask meaningful questions to your partner. Like, hey, tell me more about that conversation you had today. Another one that I heard was, tell me something nice that happened to you today. I like that question.
Okay.
Just maintain interest in one another. And she says you can't stop prioritizing intimacy. She says studies show that people who have passion in their relationships long term, it's because they never stop doing this. So that might mean actually putting it on a calendar, schedule when it's going to happen. I felt so awkward when she told me that, but she says, think of it this way.
When we look at the research on people who sustain a passionate connection for the long haul, they're couples who prioritize sex. They make it a priority just like we make anything else in our lives a priority. So that may mean planning it, which is a word I like better than scheduling it. I feel like you schedule a colonoscopy, you plan a picnic. So it's like that little change in language actually can change how you feel about something. So it's carving out the time and giving it the energy and attention that it deserves in the relationship. I like to remind people that when you were dating it, you were totally planning it. Instead of planning it, you put it on the calendar, I'll pick you up on Friday night, but everyone knew what was gonna happen at the end of the night on Friday night. So it's all about our mindset, and I think the way we frame these types of things that changes how we feel about them.
And if things don't go according to plan in the bedroom, neutralize the situation for the sake of the relationship.
When I work with clients that have experienced this and I ask them what the worst part of their experience was, a lot of times they'll talk about their partner's reaction. And it's really your reaction that can turn a little hiccup into something more significant.
Yeah, always maintain respect for your partner. That's one of the #1 things she says to do. And good news, guys, it's Friday night. So the final
Friday night with 4 kids at the house.
Yeah.
Hey-o, look out.
Well, she said never adhere to traditional dating rules, no games, just be direct with your partner. No waiting around to call somebody if you're still in a dating relationship. When you like someone, it's okay to show them.
You know, what was in the old movie, wait 2 days and then you call them.
Right, you don't want to do that.
No,
we don't do that anymore. And you know what? She says people don't do that as much after COVID. People are looking for connections in real relationships. So
be your authentic self. Go put it out there. Don't be afraid, and you'll match up eventually.
That's when you find the person who's right for you.
Work through it,
I believe
obviously.
that. Yep.